Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to over a year and a half of carnivore.
That's right.
Can you believe it? Judging on the fact that I'm pretty sure we're going to be lifetime carnivores, this is nothing.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. This is not, we got to stop saying how long it is.
I know.
This is just who we are and how we eat.
We got our blood work done, but we did a comprehensive one. If you have a LabCorp near you, you can go to ownyourlabs.com. And then if you want to use coupon code LMHR20, I think it is. I'll make sure I'll put it in the thing, but I think it's LMHR20. You can get 20% off. I can put a list of the labs that we got done, and I don't know if these are the labs you should get done, but through the LMHR group that we're in, we picked these and we've just done the same exact testing each time. Kind of expensive, but way cheaper if you go through Own Your Labs. For example, if you wanted to get just your cholesterol, I think it's like close to $10 to get your cholesterol test. If you go to like LabCorp Quest, it's like $60.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Let's talk about our cholesterol. My previous cholesterol.
Let me explain what happened first. We tested at 3.5 months carnivore, strict carnivore.
Yeah.
And everybody said, no, you tested too soon because your body doesn't know what it's doing yet, blah, 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 because you're still fat adapting, all that stuff. Ours went sky high, and it's because we're this weird phenotype called LMHR, lean mass hyperresponders, where you've had normal cholesterol your whole life, and then you go low carb not for weight loss, so it's for metabolic or whatever reasons, for health. And that's what we both did. For some reason, a lot of us actually, it goes sky high. So we freaked out. We got CAC scores. Steve got a CTA scan. Our cardiologist told us we were going to die and not make it. So our first cholesterol test, mine was 625 after normal my whole life. So Steve's was 500 and something. Yeah. I don't remember what it is.
They were both high. Mine was super high, and then hers was like
even higher,
out of this world.
Yeah, which freaked our doctor out. It's the two highest she'd ever seen. And the fact that we both did it at the same time at 3.5 months, and it happened to both of us, it just seemed too strange. So we got into this LMHR group anyway and learned about lean mass hyperresponders, and we think this is probably a typical normal thing that happens to them based off of how many other people it's happening to.
So we got the high cholesterol, which is not uncommon. There was things we were afraid of at that time. It was all brand new to us. We even had a period where we tried to lower it, and that was a big mistake. It made
to use some carbs to lower.
It made my
autoimmune flare.
Autoimmunes come back, and then we just said, screw that. And as long as we feel good, we'll be fine. And then we continued on. We just decided, hey, we're just going to go by what we feel, how good we feel. We did our own research. We feel more confident that we're better educated about cholesterol and all the other things that go along with that.
Big one though was getting the CAC scan, which checks for plaque, and we both are 0. We have no plaque sticking, so anything that goes up from here forward, if we get another test in a few years, then we'll know it was from carnivore. But right now, neither of us have any. Steve got a CTA scan, which is for soft plaque, and his was 0, so I'm assuming mine probably is too.
We have a video where we went back to the heart doctor because he told me that I was going to die. So he ordered that test. When we come back and he saw the test, his head was down and he was just confused.
Yeah. So we said, do you still think we need to be on a statin? And he said, no, not in your position. Yeah. So we're not on a statin and we're not going to take it.
He said he'll check again in 5 years or something like that.
Yeah, he wants to check. I don't know how many years, but yeah. And our next test with him, he'll see.
So our most recent test.
My findings were very surprising.
Are mine? I don't even know if mine are surprising or not. I'll do mine first, because yours is more extreme than mine usually.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys information, and some of you people will know these other measures, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you could compare them to yours, or if you want to just do research on it, whatever, it's up to you. My LDL-P, that's particle numbers, is 2,915. That's high.
Mine's 3,364.
That's high.
Yeah.
Hey, we're close though.
Yeah.
And then my LDL-C is 343, and that's high.
Yeah, and mine is 409 now, and it was only 228.
Mine actually was 242 before, and the previous one, the LDL-P, my previous one was 1993, and now it's 2915.
Yeah.
What was your previous
1967, and it's now 3364. But I have to tell you guys, I should actually get our older test. Mine was higher than all of this before. So it went down a lot at my year, and then at my 6 months again, or my 3 months, it went up again. So I don't really know exactly what factors are. Maybe it had to do with fasting, but it might go down again next time. I don't know that they matter as long as other things matter.
Triglycerides.
That's the one that matters.
Last time mine was 50, and now it's 57.
Mine was 49 last time, and now mine's 71.
My cholesterol.
But those are both low. Like all of them are low. They need to be like under 80 or something is where the LMHR cutoff is, and they're well below that.
Total cholesterol last time was 359. This time it's 442.
Mine is 513 right now. Last time it was 324, and the time before that, 625. So it had jumped 300 points on its own, and now it's gone back up.
Mine's not higher. Like honestly, I thought it would be even higher than this, but whatever. HDL-P, it was 42.8, now it's 35.8.
Mine's 34.3 and was 33.3, so mine went up 1.
LDL size, we'll go through some of these things, and like I said, some of you might be interested in this and understand it, but the LDL size was 22.3, it's still 22.3.
And mine was 22.5, is 22.5, it was. If we look at insulin, which is a big one, that's the main things we need to look at is like trigs and insulin, because then you know if you are insulin resistant or not. And our insulin is really low. Like mine is 3.7 and it was 3.7. Really good.
Mine was 2.8, now it's 2.9. I gotta get that I gotta get it down.
There you go.
That's really good.
Yeah, but the range is 2.6 to 24.9. We're really low on the range. That's the main thing that is really good is we got low trigs, very low insulin. So that's great. And this insulin is like the kind of insulin that tests a period of time, not just like you prick your finger and test your glucose, you know, not that. It's actual insulin.
The hemoglobin A1C, mine is 5.2. Previously it was 5.6.
Mine's 5.2. Mine was 5.1.
Lipoprotein A, 18.2. Now it's 26.9.
Mine's 14.5. Mine was 9.1.
C-reactive protein, it used to be 0.16. Now it's 0.45.
Mine's 0.49. It was 0.97. Apo A.
Apo A-1, it was 238. Now it's 207.
Mine's 212 and it was 199.
My Apo B, which a lot of people are using, that as a better thing to look at. But the combination of things is what's really important for cardio. But Apo B, I was 153, now I'm 195.
I'm currently 218 and I was 140. And Apo B, if you're gonna have high cholesterol, Apo B tends to be high too. So that's just goes hand in hand. Those are the main ones that we are testing for. Steve plugged all of our numbers into ChatGPT and just wanted to see what, because that's his best friend. It knows all. He loves it. He just sends everything in there.
Yeah,
and
it's just science. That thing doesn't care, although it does like me. It doesn't care. It just goes by numbers. Okay, so with our Apo A-1, that's the main protein in HDL, and it's a strong marker of functional protective LDL. My level is excellent. I did Steph's too, and it's talking to me.
About his wife. So then it says, just like yours, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so the Apo A-1 is the main protein in HDL and is a strong marker of functional protective HDL. Your level is excellent. Nice. Higher Apo A-1 generally means better cholesterol transport and a lower risk of cardiovascular disease.
Mine says mine's great.
Apo B is a marker of the total number of atherogenic particles, LDL, VLDL, and IDL. Apo B above 130 is typically considered high. At 195, and yours is probably higher. 218, you have a large number of LDL particles. This isn't necessarily bad, especially if your inflammation and metabolic markers are good, which they are.
Yeah, and it says LDL is only dangerous if it's oxidized and getting trapped in inflamed arteries, and ours is not. Ours is the fluffy kind that doesn't stick, according to our CAC scan, so it doesn't really matter.
C-reactive protein, CRP cardiac, 0.45 is very low inflammation.
Mine's 0.49, same.
Very low inflammation. And anything below 1.0 is excellent.
Nice.
And suggests low systemic inflammation. Okay. And I know that's going on.
Yeah, because
it's amazing. It really is amazing.
It is.
If high LDL-P or Apo B were causing damage, you'd expect higher CRP. but ours is very low. So if you
So
have,
that's interesting.
yeah,
That's when you know.
if you have high LDL-P or Apo B, or if there is damage, you would have a higher CRP. Hemoglobin A1C, mine's 5.2%. Excellent blood sugar control.
Nice.
This reflects your average blood sugar over the past 2 to 3 months. Under 5.7 is considered normal, and at 5.2, you're in a great spot, meaning no signs of insulin resistance or pre-diabetes.
I'm also 5.2, so it's the same. No signs of insulin or diabetes, so that's good.
So what does this mean? Your high ApoB suggests a lot of LDL particles, which might concern traditional doctors, but your low inflammation, CRP, strong HDL function, Apo A-1 and HDL-P, and low triglycerides suggest your LDL is likely not a problem. Your blood sugar control is solid.
This is crazy that ChatGPT is so knowledgeable about all that stuff, but all the doctors aren't, you know? But it's
They don't
just
have
like
time
spitting
to-
out stuff that we're hearing about all the time in these YouTube videos and on,
They have
you know,
access, AI has access to
the most current
everything
stuff.
in the world.
Yeah.
But anyway,
It's
so
interesting.
your blood sugar control is solid, reducing risk for metabolic disease. That's why AI is going to revolutionize medicine as far as like people in remote areas and don't have access to a lot of cases that they run into weird cases. They will have access around the world to see what people are doing, which is going to be wonderful. Should you be concerned about ApoB? Context matters. LDL becomes problematic when it's oxidized. If LDL is high and combined with metabolic dysfunction, high inflammation, CRP, and other risk factors, the likelihood of CVD increases. Why does this matter? Two people can have the same HDL-C, but very different HDL-P levels, which might mean different heart disease risk. Studies suggest that more smaller HDL particles, high HDL-P, might be better at cholesterol transport and anti-inflammatory functions than just having a high HDL number.
Yeah.
HDL-C can be misleading because some people have dysfunctional HDL that doesn't work efficiently in reverse cholesterol transport. Bottom line, if you're looking at a cardiovascular risk, HDL-P may provide better insight than HDL-C alone. Some advanced lipid tests like NMR, LipoProfile,
We did that.
measure HDL-P, but most standard cholesterol panels do not. So the final verdict.
From ChatGPT.
You both are extremely low risk for heart disease. This is one
That's
of the
nice
best.
to hear.
Yeah.
What a relief.
But we also, now we've done it long enough, I feel, I don't know if Steph feels the same way, but it's just more intuitive now. Like I know how I feel. I know how good I feel, and the trajectory is still going up. And I can't imagine, like if this,
He
if
means
this
his health,
continues-
how he feels, trajectory.
Yes, my mental health, my physical health, the autoimmune, the pain, like all these things that have diminished greatly, and a lot of positive things that are still climbing. Like it's like I feel like I don't know. There's days where I can't believe how good I feel, and so no matter what, I mean, I can't trade that for anything. Like if I died tomorrow, Steph will know, hey, he was happy.
Yeah, he was
felt
feeling good.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, is the longer everything is trending healthy and the longer you feel this way, like we feel like $1,000,000 still.
Yep.
We haven't like petered off and gone like, I just don't feel as great anymore. I feel great all the time, every day, all the time. And the longer you do that without having ailments like inflammation and pain and stuff, your quality of life is so much better.
Oh.
Like I haven't had shingles in a year and a half. I haven't had shingles in a year and a half. It's crazy. It blows my mind. And I didn't expect any of that on Carnivore. Steve, this is the reason we did it, was his autoimmune. And for him to not be in pain
at my eye.
every single
Look at that
day.
eye.
That's your bad eye. The one that has uveitis. One of his autoimmune disorders is his eye.
Well, it's been in both eyes, but that.
Yeah, but it's mainly that one eye.
And
But it's crazy to not have he's had relief for a year and a half. It's crazy.
I haven't laid I still get like some pains in my neck and stuff.
But
and
you're bone on bone.
I know. I'm saying I get that, but it's not debilitating. I don't end up laying on a floor and not being able to move and getting depressed. I don't have that.
Yeah.
Like I'm out there, I lift weights every other day. Every other day I lift weights and that just blows
He's
me
able to
away.
exercise
I get
again.
goosebumps.
It's crazy.
I'm getting goosebumps from that, to be able to do that.
It's awesome. It's like his dream. I wish we had done this decades ago.
We didn't know.
Didn't know.
It's life-changing. This has just been, it's a constant trending in the right direction. We have two friends. Our friend Mike, who a while back we were documenting how he was starting the carnivore diet, and he had a lot of stuff going on in his life and he just couldn't do it. Now he's starting back up, and his struggles are, they're funny to us because we all have to go through that. But we also have another friend who started it.
The struggles meaning like in the beginning, the diarrhea and the weird fatigue and the strange stuff. You don't know
withdrawal,
how to eat.
Just
that
really
stuff.
having that tough time.
What makes most of us stop doing this diet? It's
you have to
hard.
have a big enough reason to start this and stick to it. And then we have another friend who started it for, I think, a day and quit.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's
a whole new woman.
Something happened that made her want to do it again. Like she got motivated and she really put herself into it, and she's a completely different person. Like literally completely. She looks different. She's way healthier.
She's lost like 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And that's not what she feels great about though. She feels great. Her emotional, she
Her
struggles
mind.
with not emotions, but mental health.
Yeah.
And she's on medicine and she's going to be lowering her dose and eventually getting off, but she's scared still. Still the nervousness of what if this isn't going to last, because it's only been 5 weeks now for her.
It hasn't
but
been,
it happened quick.
Once she got locked in, we could see it.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, wow. And being repulsed by some of the stuff we were eating before, and now just like, this is great.
I know everybody says, how can you just eat meat? Boy, something happens though when you turn to carnivore and your taste buds change and you get fat adapted. All you freaking want is meat.
That's it.
Yeah, and you're like,
It's
don't you
amazing.
want like cake and salad and whatever? It's like, no, we're gonna have ribeye for dinner? Yes. Or, I got ribs in the fridge and they're, dry brining or whatever. It's just like, oh, I can't wait to have that. One other thing I wanted to talk about, I see this a lot in the carnivore communities, is the remnant cholesterol. If you want to check your remnant cholesterol, you've probably had cholesterol tests done in the past. They don't have to be all these crazy ones with A1C and all that stuff. Just test real quick your remnant cholesterol, and all it is one simple formula. You do your total cholesterol minus your LDL cholesterol minus your HDL cholesterol, and it leaves what the remnant number is. And the remnant number should be less than 24. So ours has been every time like 5 or 6. Like mine is 6 right now. Yours is 4 right now.
Is remnant like leftover?
Mm-hmm. It's like whatever's left after all the transport things and whatever it is.
We're 5 and 4?
Yeah, we're really low. That's what it's really typical in the LMHR group is. Everybody's is really low, so nothing to worry about. That's one marker you can test really quickly on your own. Look at your trigs, make sure they're low, and your remnant cholesterol, you could check those.
Well, it makes sense why people with autoimmune diseases, obviously you can lose weight like nobody's business, but you still, like if you have other metabolic problems, you gotta be, I don't know what to do about that, but if you have a doctor and you need to be communicating with them about that, if you have a familial thing going on with it, those are things that you need to be cautious and aware of.
Yeah. There's definitely, we've only explored what we know, like what
based on
has to do with what our bodies are doing and whatever's happened with us. But I don't know what happens if you smoked your whole life and you got blocked arteries, how this diet works for you. You need to talk to a doctor or talk to Dr. Berry or something.
Yeah, you're smoking,
I don't know.
drinking, not exercising. All those things are going to have an impact on your overall health.
Yeah.
But for us, this is just...
It's another relief video. We're happy again. Everything's going good and looking fine. And high cholesterol isn't bad cholesterol as long as you're metabolically healthy and everything's going good, because our brains need cholesterol, our emotions need cholesterol, everything that regulates in our bodies needs cholesterol. So us being all low fat and having all these things, it's backfiring. And that's why having the statins to remove your cholesterol are awful, because it starts all these diseases, because you are trying to keep your cholesterol low, which it's not a bad thing. So,
but there are some people that statins maybe...
If you got clogged arteries, you might need them. So.
But yeah, all that...
Get your CAC test if you're doing this. Run some bigger tests and just see what your numbers are. Do research.
For those of you that are nervous about your high cholesterol, we were there too. And it didn't go away because somebody told us what we're telling you right now. That fear did not go away. And as time went on, we started just learning more on our own, like doing the research on our own. And all of a sudden it just like, hey, there's no proof that this is a problem for healthy people.
Yeah.
You know, like there are people that it's not going to be good for, but there's plenty of studies. And if anybody's interested in these studies, because I really like them, I will do a video for you showing case studies where the high cholesterol led to longer health, less overall mortality, less cancer, all these things. There's plenty of studies, and some were hidden from us. But it's very interesting. So when you do your own homework, you feel comfortable and confident because you did the research.
Yeah.
And the way you feel is a big deal. Doctors should ask you, how are you feeling? And if you're saying, I feel freaking
I've
great.
never felt so good.
Yeah. If you're going in there with my brain is good and all this, that's a sign that something good is going on. And if that happens to you just before you die, you're going out like that. That's pretty cool.
But you know what? Before we did Carnivore, I felt good. But I had no idea I could feel this good. Like, I didn't know. You just become used to whatever you are. But I didn't know there was a whole other level of good, you know? He wasn't feeling good. I did, you know? Yeah. I didn't have stuff going on. But there were some weird things that happened. My skin cleared up. I've had adult acne my whole life. I didn't think that would happen, that this would fix it. I have no shingles, and I would have given anything to get rid of shingles. I was ready to go get the shingles vaccine. I'm 49, and you can't get it till you're 50, but I already got a shingles vaccine, you know, a decade ago or whatever, my 30s. And I got the old one, but I was jonesing for the new one. I've gotten my doctor to say I could get it twice, but insurance wouldn't cover it. I'm like, I'll just wait a few more years. It's fine. But I'm getting shingles every 2 to 3 months for over 20 years. I was 26 or something the first time I got them. I don't know what it was, but I'm 49 now. It's been awful. And I had no idea until we did Carnivore and then realized, man, I haven't had shingles in a while. And I didn't want to say anything. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, it's been longer and longer and longer. And now I still don't have it. And you get the post-heretic neuralgia or whatever. It's your phantom pains from it because it's in your spine. And I don't have it anymore. And I realized that I don't even have that anymore. And I didn't even know that could go away. So it's healed some nerves or some whatever. This lives in your spine and your nerves. So I don't know. I didn't know I could not have that. I thought that would happen because we did autoimmune protocol, the AIP diet for his autoimmune stuff for 2 years before this. All clean eating, all organic, grass-fed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it was vegetables, 75% vegetables, 25% fat. And I still had shingles the whole time. The whole time. I never got any less or lighter or anything. And I just thought, okay, that's me, you know, because my grandpa had it on his hands supposedly. So I just figure my dad did get shingles, but he was older when he got it. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to not get this vaccine. I don't want to get it. If I'm not going to get shingles, I'm not going to get the vaccine until I get it again. And then if I start getting it chronically again, maybe I'll think about it. But I don't know what exactly is happening, but whenever my immune system was low, I'd get shingles. My period would come, I'd get shingles. I'd have sick at all or really stressed, I'd get shingles. Yeah, whenever it just gets lowered, it would pop out. And that's just how it happened. And I didn't know that could possibly not happen, because I still was really healthy on AIP. I didn't have anything.
Your body can do a lot of great things, but it can't do it when it's compromised.
Yeah.
And that compromise,
I didn't even know it was compromised.
Fruits and vegetables. Like, I mean, it's whatever it is, sugar, all that stuff will compromise you mentally and physically.
Yeah.
I don't even hear voices anymore.
Wow.
I hear one. I hear one other one, but I don't hear voices. But it is amazing.
He's
it's
kidding
amazing
about the voices.
I'm not kidding. It's amazing.
He still hears them.
It's amazing what you're saying, though. It is amazing. And there's story after story after story of that. And like meds, I had a lot of meds before. I had a grocery bag full of meds.
Oh, and my gosh.
Like, you're a zombie, and that can all go away.
We're on no meds. Nothing.
I know. No, nothing. That's the only reason I still hear one voice. No.
He needs one for that.
But it's fantastic.
It's me whispering.
Where we feel like this is just
magical.
Yeah, it feels like, exactly.
For those of you guys on the fence and you've heard us talk about it and you just wanted to wait to see what would happen to us, it's still going great.
Yeah, there's so many of you that have stuck with us for so long, which we don't understand why you're doing that, to torture yourself. But you've seen us do all these things. You've seen us go out and do like fast food eating
contests.
Yeah, all those weird things. and AIP.
We had a French fry and milkshake video where we went to all the fast food and tried French fries and milkshakes.
Yep. So you guys,
how bad was that?
You guys that have been around for, the TV show, the liquidation stuff, all that stuff. Some of you have done this, and because I've seen people saying that they've done it and it's helped them tremendously as well.
We've never seen anybody say they did it and didn't feel better and then fell off the track and came back on, and we're feeling great. Everybody that stuck with it is in love with it and can't believe it. And those of you that didn't stick with it, you're like, man, the best I felt was on it, but it was too hard. But
you can always come back.
Yeah.
You can always come back.
And based on other people that we know that have done it, coming back seems a little bit easier than it was the first time, because all that weird stuff in the beginning, you already know it's going to happen. The keto flu and all that stuff. So
my friend Mike's doing it again, and
I hope his is easier this time.
Yeah. That's our update on the cholesterol and our lipid profile. If it's financially feasible, do your own labs, and that makes you get to know yourself better too, as far as how that diet's affecting you. And
I do want to say all the labs that we ordered was like $160, something like that. That's a lot. So that's why we're only doing it every 6 months or something. But I feel like since we're sharing it with you guys, we need to do it just so you guys, if you're following along our journey, you at least know what to expect. And we might stop doing them after a while if it's not telling us anything. It's telling the same thing every time. Who cares? Why are we doing it? Maybe do it once a year, every couple of years, whatever it would be. But I don't know. Get your regular cholesterol done. We might do that every quarter just for fun. Yeah. Instead of once every 6 months. But it really isn't changing.
When you get like this, ultimately, when I say like this, it's like wherever we're at right now, and I don't know what happens next if it gets better. But when you're like this, it's just like you're so in tune with your body.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about these numbers anymore. I really don't. If I feel like if something starts to go wrong with me, I'm gonna know it right away because I feel so good.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like everything is just like if I have a weird night of sleep and I can't explain it because we didn't go hang out with the grandkids or things like that, then if I don't have an explanation, I would think that's weird because my sleep is great. All these things would be, you'll know it faster.
Yeah.
It's not camouflaged.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's fantastic.
Love it. We are loving being carnivores. Yep. Love it, love it, love it. And I wish everybody else could do it so they could all feel great all the time. Because it's a different kind of great. Do 90 days and just suck it up and suffer through it. It's not hard all the way to 90 days. It's hard just in a couple of weeks. But then
it's life-changing. If it's important, if you've got stuff in your life that that you've heard stories of people, whether it's losing weight, handling your diabetes, mental problems, you're on meds that you don't want to be on. If you give it a shot and it works for you, that changes your life dramatically. Another
thing too, if you're watching this, maybe you're on carnivore or don't need it or whatever it would be. If you have a family member or a friend who's got weird ailments and all the doctors can't figure out what it is, have them try this. It's miracle for everything.
Yeah, seems like
everything. It's just mind-blowing. And just offer it to them and just see what happens. Because what if you could change their lives and they could avoid, say it's lupus and they know it's lupus, but no doctor's figuring it out or whatever it would be. There's something wrong with them. Maybe it'll get fixed and they'll get over it and they can have some relief. So
it's worth a try.
Yeah.
It's not gonna 30 days. It's not gonna hurt you. It's gonna, if it doesn't help you, then don't do it. But it's worth a try.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Well, that's I guess we'll do this blood work again in
6 months.
6 months, maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
All right. Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your meat.